Okay guys, this is another live stream. I will count to 10 as always to assure that the live stream is running, so bear with me. But as I 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, what's up guys? This is Mandala on Mandala Loves Jesus, and today I'm going to speak on the topic Mind Your Weakness. And I want to talk about several things, about weaknesses in general and about how the kingdom of darkness tries to trap you into your weaknesses. So there are many things to consider about weaknesses. One is a chain is as strong as its weakest member, right? So that is also true for us. Not only a chain that breaks at the point of its weakest member, the whole chain breaks, but the same thing holds up unto us when we speak about our spiritual strength, right? For instance, you may be strong at certain sin aspects of your life, you know, like you don't lie a lot, you're not lusting after, you're married and you're not lusting after other women, you're trying to be a good Christian, you know. But there may be a weak spot in your personality. For instance, I take as an example theft. Now, if you are praying for other people and let's say there's different aspects in your life, right? There are just different aspects, like you're complying with what you say, you are putting yourself in the place of other people, you're considering them, you're trying to help other people, etc. And each of those columns in your life, like your honesty, not lying, idolatry, and all the commandments that you have according to the 10 commandments, for instance, they represent different columns of your personality, right? Like not killing someone and not lusting after the things of your neighbor, not making any images, not making yourself a god, or all those different spiritual aspects. And those columns, each of those represents columns in your personality, in your spiritual household, if you want to look at that this way. And those columns are sustaining your house, right? They are sustaining the roof of your spiritual house, if you want to make a comparison in an image. But if one of these columns breaks down, in the worst case the whole roof breaks down, right? So it can be possible that you are not lying and you're not lusting after the neighbor's woman, but you are tempted to steal something because there is an opportunity spot, you know. Every family and every person specifically has its weak spot normally, right? At least as long as we are living in this world, with very few exceptions, we have these weak spots. And these weak spots, like for instance the theft, this weak spot can cost your life. So what does a strategic enemy do to bring you to fall? He will observe you and will observe what's the weakest spot in your personality. And he will attack you where you are the weakest. Why would I spend so much energy trying to generate envy in you that you may have to your neighbor if you have no conditions for envy in you. But if I know that you have conditions to steal and you already have stolen a lot in your life, it's much more easier to go an already trampled path instead to build a new path, right? So I can take advantage of paths of sin that are already trodden, right? And that is exactly what a sly enemy he does, namely Satan, of course. He and his demons, they analyze you and they look at the trodden sin paths of your life, and then they take advantage of it and they will attack you at your weakest spot. So let's say there is money on the street and it fell off of a person and nobody sees it, only you, and now you can ignore the situation, you can pick up the money, you can keep the money and nobody will find out, or you can run 10 meters and give it back to its owner, right? So in this opportunity, the kingdom of darkness will generate situations such as this, and then will try to kill you spiritually, to deaden your soul by trapping you into this situation. And when you fall for the sin, you die spiritually. You're dead in spirit when you fall for this sin behavior, right? And how does this work out? It's the devil himself. He inspires his demons, and the demons, they talk into your ear. They come and talk to your ear and tell you, they inspire you. Spiritually, they talk into your ear like I talk into your ear, whispering or speaking into your ear. And then, as a result of the demon that is talking into your ear, while you're looking at the money that fell out of this person's pocket, the inspiration pops up in your mind, like the thoughts that the demon is projecting into your ear, is speaking into your ear, is popping up in your mind, depending on the aperture that you have for this kind of thoughts. So this demon speaks to you, but you're not seeing a demon talking to your ear, right? Normal persons don't see anything. And this impact shows in that the person has a pop-up of this idea, like you could take the money and take it for yourself and nobody will ever find out. So it's very important to bear in mind, it's not that you are the origin of this thought. You're not the creator of this thought, but you are the one yielding to this thought. You're accepting this thought that came into your spiritual ear, which manifests in an idea that pops up in your mind, and you are receiving it. Right? You're receiving the idea. You're not rejecting it, you're not rebuking it, you're not resisting it. No, you are receiving it with your own free will. So this idea not only pops up on the screen and then you turn off the TV, it pops up in your mental screen and then you take it, you absorb it, to say so, and then you take this decision to put it into action. So what does the sinner do? He goes there over, makes sure that nobody can see him, because he already knows that he's treasoning the perfect law of love and justice, right? And then he picks up the money, which is not his, and put it quickly into his own pocket and makes himself an unrighteous owner of this money that he has picked up, right? And that's how it works. So the important thing also about this episode is that now the nature of thief, the nature of being a thief, through absorbing the idea of stealing and through manifesting the act of stealing, through doing it actually, right? Changed your nature in a corruptive way, corrupted and defiled your nature. Alright? And that means that your constitution is not the same constitution than before you have picked up this money which is not yours, right? And what that brings is very negative consequences. That brings that now that you are a thief, you became a thief through stealing, you became a thief, you and the kingdom of Satan, specifically the demons of Satan and Satan himself, you have something in common. Like, if Satan is the father of lies, if Satan is the father of stealing, right? And you have became a thief, then your defiled part of your nature, the part of your nature that is a thief now through the theft, is in common with the nature of Satan. So you and he, you have something in common spiritually. So he's a thief and you are a thief. So this this makes you kind of similar. You have similarities. There is something in your nature that is compatible, that is similar or equal to Satan himself. There is a link between you and the devil and his demons himself, because there is something in your constitution that is like he is, in his likeness. Like when we are forgiving our enemies, we are changing in our constitution and becoming more like Jesus. Our likeness is more alike like Jesus. When we are forgiving our enemies, when we are praying for our enemies like Jesus prayed for them on the cross, and he said, Father, please forgive them because they don't know what they are doing. Like for the Romans that were nailing him against the cross, on the cross. So that's the important part of this video, that you understand a more or less good or evil person. No. It means that when you're sinning, you are defiling yourself, you're deadening your soul. You're deadening your soul, because if your spirit is dead, then your soul have nothing to cling on the moment you die. And this sinning makes part of yourself unto the likeness of the devil. And the contrary, when you're getting closer to God, part of your nature is becoming more alike like God. You are becoming more conform to the ideal which Jesus Christ is. You're becoming more conformed to the image of the Son of God, which is the perfect manifestation of the image of God himself in the Son of God, right? And as I'm trying to repeat and underline and highlight, is that when you're sinning, you are doing the contrary, and you are becoming more like Satan. You're becoming more like the demons of Satan. You're becoming more like the kingdom of darkness, and you are forming part of this kingdom if you're staying in this sinful state. And that's just the message for today, that you should observe your weaknesses, and you should observe the weakness in your family. Like if your family is, if the people in your family always have been robbing, then that may be your weakness. That may be the stronghold of the kingdom of darkness in your life. You're all robbers. Or if there are many cases in your family of people that are lying, then that may be the stronghold. Or if in your family in general they are very greedy, then that may be the stronghold, because your family in general is greedy. So what's the general problem in your family, and do you have part on this sinful, corruptive nature? And that's what you should work on, and pray to Jesus that He changes you on that aspect. And it's also important to mention, work on the weakest spot. Work on the spots that are weak. It's no good if you have a boat and the boat has a big hole and then several very small holes where some drops of water are coming in, but you have a huge hole there where there is a lot of water flushing in, and if you don't stop it, the boat will eventually sink. So what should you pay attention to the small holes where water drops are coming in, or to the big problem where water is rushing in? Of course, you should fix the major problem first before the boat goes down on the ground of the sea, right? And the same thing is with sin. Why are so many people worried about small mosque problem, like small fly problems, and not taking care about the big problem that is opening themselves to go down on the ground? So I hope that helps. I love you guys, and be blessed in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ. See you soon. Bye bye. Good night. Stop the broadcast. Yes, thank you.